Welcome to CNN Los Angeles. I'm Imani Stevens. Today we interview Elizabeth Adams on the tales of a forgotten soldier. Hello, today we interview Elizabeth Adams on the death of her great-grandfather. So, what year was this in?
Well, my grandfather, he served in the Revolutionary War in 1775, and recently I got a hold of some information that was quite shocking and emotional, and I thought I should just share it with the rest of the world in my memoir, Tales of a Forgotten Soldier.
So, tell me, what were your emotions when you wrote this book?
Well, basically, I figured out that it was mass numbers of soldiers, and my grandfather was not credited for his work. And at first, I didn't even know that he served in the war, so it was very emotional. And my great-grandmother as well, she went through a lot of emotional tolls because my grandfather, he served the full sentence of the war, which was 8 years. And she tells me stories sometimes when she was alive, and she says that she didn't figure out that he was dead until 8 years after the actual event. So, yeah, it was kind of emotional.
So, that's so sad. So, in your book, Tales of Soldiers, you wrote how in chapter 11, your great-grandmother, 3 generations ago, was gruesomely raped by British soldiers. Do you feel such, vengeance against them? They're not here now, but towards British people right now?
Not necessarily, but I feel sympathy for my great-great-grandmother, because the way I got a hold of this information was my grandmother has a box of family treasures, and I got a hold of her journal. So when I read these things, I felt like I knew her personally, and when I read that excerpt of the journal, I just felt so saddened for her. I feel like that event and many other that followed that affected her life. So yes, to answer your question, it did sadden me. I felt sympathy. I feel any rape victims do. Any rape victims should have sympathy.
Yes. So this is just an amazing book. Great detail. I just love it.
Thank you.
Except the part about your great-grandmother 3 generations ago. I understand.
Thank you.
Yes. So the Revolutionary War. Oof, crazy war. Huh?
Yes.
So how do you feel about that war? Do you think it was necessary or not necessary?
I don't feel it was necessary, especially the toll it took on my family. I feel my grandfather was not given the recognition that he deserved. It's Tales of a Forgotten Soldier. He was totally forgotten. He was in that war. He served the full 8 years of it, and no one ever showed any recognition. My great-grandmother, she wasn't informed of his death or anything. So this still takes a toll on our family. Our whole family is buried in the same plot, and he's missing. They were not informed where his body was. It's just horrible.
Horrible. Well, during that time, it's quite hard to keep track with anyone.
It is. And as you know, his body has been disintegrated. There's no hopes of finding him back. And I know it's a dead body, but you still feel like he needs to be back home.
Yeah, it's a piece of you that you don't have.
Yes.
So, Elizabeth, are there any final messages you'd like to leave with us, the audience?
Well, most importantly, I just want everyone to recognize my great-grandfather, Nathan. And I also want to say that you can pick up my book, Tales of a Forgotten Soldier, on Amazon, iBooks, and of course in stores at Barnes & Nobles and Borders.
Thank you. So now we have DJ History with a rap about the Revolutionary War. Back. Now we have DJ History performing a rap about the Revolutionary War.
Revolutionary. It all started off with the French and Indian War when the British set out and they wanted more. Revolutionary. The British started hit the head control, and they wanted more than money control. Revolutionary. The British made up some fake laws so they get more money. Stamp back this, stamp back that. Oh, everything was a stamp. Revolutionary. But all happened. The British lost, but they went back home, and it cost. Revolutionary.
Thank you for joining us today. CNN Los Angeles, Imani Stevens.